Hello and welcome to another video, and I'm done. I'm done with certain things on YouTube. Oh, I know a little while ago we've had people making videos. We need to talk because making videos on YouTube is so stressful. I mean, the year is almost 2023. We're almost 3 years since the start of the global pandemic, where nurses and doctors battled to save the lives of over 660 million people around the world. Although sadly, many millions passed away, including my mother, and everyone will know someone who has passed away from COVID, I expect. There's also thousands of nurses having to use food banks because the cost of living crisis in the UK means they have to choose between heating and eating. So it's difficult to perform their job properly. This is affecting a lot of people. Sometimes, whatever the job they do, sometimes parents forego eating in order for their kids to eat instead. But never mind all that, because somewhere in Retroland, one man has it worse than all of us. His name is Modern Vintage Gamer. He has 725,000 subscribers. But oh, woe is me. He's got to talk. I'm done. Go on, Ben, need some water. I'm filling up. Damn, I've just taken a ice cube as well. Anyway, let's see what this lunatic's got to say.
So it's the end of the year and I don't have a regular scheduled video for this week, but I did want to turn the camera on just
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to have a regular scheduled video because this one, this one is loaded on Boxing Day. In fact, as I record this, it's Boxing Day, or just it's gone into 27th now. He's got almost 200,000 hits at the time of watching this video. Now, if I go to his channels, he hasn't had time to get together. He's got almost 2,000 comments. Probably by the time you watch this, he'll have 2,000 comments. He hasn't had time to make a video this week. Oh dear, he's have to make one single video a week. God. MJR tries to make two, but he doesn't even try, does he? But MVG tries to make one video where he has to struggle to open up a console and install an emulator and talk about it for 10 minutes. It's a really tough job out there. It's not. You forget people who save lives. He has a really tough job. So let's have a look at his channel. This is why he's making this fucking video this week. Duke Nukem, blah blah, 131. Yeah, well, people will be interested in Duke Nukem, but that was a terrible game anyway. But yeah, last week I've not watched his channel for a long time. Last week he made a video, blah blah blah, 12 minutes looking at Amiga games. He only got 81,000 hits. The week before, 77,000 hits. Still looking like a smacked arse. And then another video that got PlayStation 4 emulator. So yeah, emulation, blah 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 for 10 minutes. Hey, exactly what I said actually. Just you got to turn the camera on, talk about emulation for 10 minutes. Oh, and then put the cursor there, it just comes on. But just put two things on the screen and then a red arrow going between them. It's the oldest trick in the book. He got 283,000 hits on that, but he's struggling to make a video at the end of the year, and so I'm done. Oh boy. God, let's just see what this lunatic's going to say, even some more. And since I've only got 6 seconds into it, we'll may as well just start from the beginning again.
So it's the end of the year and I don't have a regular scheduled video for this week, but I did want to turn the camera on just to chat with you guys one-on-one and just talk about the year in review. It's been a very busy year for me, both on YouTube and in my personal. And
oh, it's a really struggle for people. He's the exception. We've all got perfect lives watching this. He's got a bit of trouble.
And work life, and there's been so much going on with me.
Like all of us.
And I just kind of wanted to just take a moment and just kind of breathe and chat with you guys.
Breathe? You make one video a week.
Kind of review the year and how things have gone.
Oh, and someone once said, "You stop the video an awful lot, don't you, when in order to talk?" Yeah, thanks.
Now, the year itself was very busy for me. It was not busy in a bad way. There was definitely some stress along the way.
Ah.
And I wanted to, just talk about it. I think the
Yeah, well, you do, and you got 200,000 hits on the video already.
best way to kind of get things off your chest is just to chat. So, in the middle of the year, you guys know that I
Just try to look sad. Oh no, wait, it does that already.
moved house. Some of you guys know probably that I moved house, and that was a pretty busy time for me.
Well, it will be once if you've got all that much crap to transport from one area of the country to another.
Basically, we ended up relocating from one state to another state, and it was a lot bigger than I had anticipated. And
Is that what people normally do? I don't know whether he's. I know obviously he's Australian. I don't know whether he lives in America and he's travelled from one state in America to another, or whether you have different states in Australia. I've absolutely no idea. Or is it just cities? I don't know. Never been. But I'm just going to assume it's he's in America. Is that a regular thing that people do? They just decide, oh, right, I'm going to up sticks from one state to another. I wouldn't even bother to move towns, especially when I'm like the same age as he is almost. Why would you even bother? You have to go especially since whatever you're doing, you can work from home in most cases. So why would you bother to go all that way?
I think when you do move, you kind of make stories in your head about how the move is going to go before you do it. And the reality is it never really turns out that way when you execute on it. It was very busy and very, very stressful. Another thing that was going on as I was moving house was I was also in the process of shipping a game that was released by Night Dive Studios known as Blade Runner Enhanced Edition.
So he's making a game that looks like a pixelated mess with a character that doesn't look at all like Harrison Ford. Yeah. By the way, I put subtitles on just in case. Yeah, some people enjoy them, and so yeah, I didn't put them on at the start. So here we go.
So as the move was going on, I was also still developing that game and trying to get the game shipped out the door. And as a result of that,
you ship a game. I mean, it's all digital now, so you're not really shipping anything, are you?
It was not the best launch of that game when it came out. It was not reviewed very well.
Zoom in enhance, yuck, zoom out. Oh dear, oh dear.
And I do regret that. I think in hindsight, I probably should have told the management that we needed to wait on that release. But at the end of the day, the game came out and it didn't do very well. But the good news is since then,
that it's probably on sale now. So if you want to get it, help him out.
And the game has been patched and it's definitely being received a lot more favorably. Now, why am I telling you this? So,
it's because you can't be asked thinking of a video this week.
After all that went down, I finally moved to the new place, which is where I've been making videos.
Oh, in fact, talking of Blade Runner, when I mentioned about COVID and my mum, this is the point where I go, let me tell you about my mother.
For the last 4 or 5 months, we've just moved to this house and we've lived here for less than 6 months. One of the things I ended up doing was
moaning a lot, not bothering to put any pictures on the wall,
leaving Night Dive Studios. So I left the company in September and I accepted a full-time position.
Has he doctored that to say actually verified? So he's not paid Elon. Ooh, naughty Elon, not paid $8 for his little blue tick.
At Limited Run Games. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why did you leave Night Dive Studios? That sounds like a great place to work at.
Because he's just working for some other game company instead. One game company, another game company. Perhaps the other one pays more.
You seem like you're doing really well there. The reality is this. So I am nearly 50 years old. I turned 50 in April of next year.
Oh dear, I turned 50 in April this year. It does suck, but you just get on with it.
2023, and I was overworking. I was doing too much. And one of the
Oh dear! See, some people can't even get one job, and this guy's moaning because he's got 2 jobs plus his YouTube.
things that I have, one of the, I guess, the traits about me is that I was born to work hard, and
Well, like any sensible person.
I don't know if it's, what my parents instilled into me from a young age, or just being Australian, where
Then again, he's talking about working hard, but he's making YouTube videos. That's not working hard.
you kind of come from a place where you do hard work, and or you're a bum and you don't do anything. But ultimately,
Well, and Neighbours is coming back, so they'll be working hard again soon.
I was shuffling YouTube, and I was making weekly content on YouTube,
Wow, 1 video a week.
as well as my work at Limited Run Games, where I was focused on,
Hang on. Let me just go back to the clip of that video.
as well as
So what sort of, presuming that's a man, what the hell sort of top is that? It's like he's got a. Thank God he's not showing any nipples, because if a woman showed nipples, there'd be hell to pay. But if a man shows nipples, it seems to be okay. What a dichotomy in the world there is today. But is that sort of. It's like a sort of crop top, but missing his pecs. I don't know, what sort of top is that? Good God, is that fashion in anime land?
my work at Limited Run Games, where I was focused on games such as River City Girls Zero, and the work that I was doing at Night Dive Studios, which included Power Slave, included Shadow Man, included Blade Runner Enhanced Edition, and other things that they were working on at the
Other video games that people will play for 5 minutes and then move on to something else.
time. So long story short, when Embracer acquired Limited Run Games, I was approached by Limited Run and said, look, this may be a good opportunity for you to jump on full time. There's
Limited run. Just keep saying limited run so the algorithm picks it up.
a lot of work here. There's a lot of opportunity here to really build what you're doing with the Carbon engine. Now, for those people that don't know, the Carbon engine is the engine that I developed for Limited Run that powers games such as Shantae, as well as River City Girls Zero.
So just a game engine then. I bet it's not as good as Intellivision's Karma gaming engine.
And there are other games that are coming out next year, but that will all get announced in due course. So when I was kind of informed about the Embracer acquisition, I was kind of in the situation where I was working about 70 to 80 hour weeks, and that's no exaggeration.
Oh dear, he's got too much work on. Let's all cry. Just before we just get to the rest of his nonsense, let's just see what else he's got going on. So that's his channel. So he's going to be making no videos, it sounds like. Yeah, he still wants you to pay money. £1, $1 a month. Well, £1, £1, thanks very much, Liz Truss. Like my content, just give me money. Give me money. You get your own T-shirt as well. So he's getting £617 a month. I think he's actually getting more than Lady Decade since what's it crashed. 392 patrons. So yeah, so he's getting 600 quid a month there. But oh, here we go. Look at this. This is why he's moaning about it, because he doesn't get much money out of it anymore. So I brought this up for how long is this? That's that's only 1 month. Let's bring it up over a year. That's it. So a year ago he had $873 a month. I've not been following for a long time, so it dropped down to 766, and for whatever reason, it then jumped up to 901 in May. So maybe he had some big drive on to get people to add on to his Patreon. But then month by month, it's just slowly trickled down as everyone realizes they don't give a shit. So the money's all dropping off. That's why he's giving up, and that's why he's just going to get a real job, because real jobs pay steady money, whereas YouTube, don't rely on that for you to keep you going, basically. Yeah, so that's why he's jacking it in. What else did we have? Yeah, I mean, here we go. Look on Social Blade. He's getting. Let's just have a look. So video views, blah blah blah. I mean, he only puts out 1 video a week, so why there's gaps, I don't know. But yeah, so Total subscribers weekly. January 2022, he's got 5,000 a week. Then 1 week in April he got 4,000, and now it's all sort of tailed off. So he's getting 1 or 2,000. Sometimes no extra subscribers. Well, he will get some, but it rounds it up in thousands. So he's getting around about roughly 1,000 subscribers a week, whereas before he was getting more. He was getting around about, let's say, 2,000 on average. So is that's dropping off? His views at the start of the year were about, went up to about 800,000 almost. Hang on. Well, one went up to, oh god, about 1.1 million, then to around 800,000, and then it's all kind of tailed off. So it's really hit and miss what he's getting views wise. So yeah, he's just had enough because it's hard work. And even though he gets $60,000 a year from it, or £60,000, whatever, it's really hard work to actually do some work. So let's just go back to his video.
So between the work that I was doing at Night Dive, as well as limited run games commitment, as well as wanting to continue to make YouTube videos, because YouTube's always been, it's never been about doing it full time for me. It's always been the side hustle or the side thing, to
a side job that gets 60,000 plus 60,000 quid a year on YouTube, plus £600 a month on Patreon. So that's about another, give and take £7,000 a year. So that's about £67,000 a year he's making, and that's his side hustle, and he's moaning about it. Let that sink in.
To really kind of be an escape from YouTube more than anything else. And I did this because I love making content. I love telling stories about the hacking scene, the modding scene.
Yeah, but how many times can you just keep making the same video?
As well as revisiting old video games. Or
there you go, just recycling old content.
Deep diving, or
recycling old content.
Reverse engineering.
Recycling old content.
Type stories. You guys know what I do here on the channel, and that's why you watch me.
I haven't watched you for a long time. I saw this video pop up and I thought, I'm done. Oh, God.
So I definitely didn't want to give that up. But ultimately, something had to give here because, again, I mentioned that, I'm not a 20-something or a 30-something. I'm almost 50. And sometimes the body tells you, especially when you get to my age, that you need to slow down. You need to stop
because sometimes the money isn't just enough. No, because you're giving up on the fucking YouTube because the money coming out of it is less than you used to get.
Because I think, working 60, 70-hour weeks.
Oh, there's 168. As I say, look to people like nurses and doctors. They work 70 hours a week plus, even more. And they do a difficult job.
Is not something that is sustainable at my age. I mean, it's one of those things where I could do it for another 5 years and literally I'd probably just drop dead and...
No, oh God, here we go. That's a cue to say just subscribe to my Patreon. Buy my book, buy my game, buy my Patreon. You're not going to drop dead, you fucking overreacting twat.
And, of a heart attack or heart failure or something like that.
Oh, bollocks. Whingy twat.
So...
I thought you said your parents instilled a sense of hard work in you. And now you just go, oh, if I carry on doing little YouTube videos once a week, I'm going to drop dead of a heart attack in 5 years' time. You're not.
I certainly don't want to get myself in that situation. Not only just for myself, but for my family, of course. So, when the Embracer acquisition happened, I decided, well, I think I want to jump on full time. This is a good opportunity to do so. There's some really good things that are coming up here.
It's a steady job with a steady paycheck.
But as a result of coming on full time, something had to give. I couldn't just continue to stick to the trajectory that I was on, and really I had to make some decisions. And this is something that I've been thinking about doing for the last year anyway.
Oh.
So I ended up leaving Night Dive Studios, and again, it was not anything that was a result of any particular thing that happened last year. It was...
All you've done is you had 2 part-time jobs and you've gone into 1 full-time job. Or one of the part-time jobs became a full-time job and so that's what you're doing. That's it.
Really just me saying, look, I need to step away from something. I've kind of got myself in this situation. Now I need to basically give something up.
No, in other words, your wife's told you to give stuff up.
And I've been a lot happier since then. There's been just pretty much a standard 40-hour work week and time for me to do YouTube content again.
So an hour a week on top of that.
So I think I made the right choice in that regard. And I know, it's something that I feel a little sad about because I have a lot of good friends. I consider Night Dive Studios family, but ultimately it was my choice.
Well, you've left, so I doubt they give a shit.
It's all completely amicable. I'm still very good friends with the folks there, and they do some amazing work. And look,
Yeah, you don't want to rock the boat with a pension, do you?
I think the future of Night Dive Studios is in amazing hands.
Blah, blah,
I was definitely
blah,
a part
blah,
of that for a
blah.
while, but I had to step away, and I think I made the right choice. So going into 2023, what is the goal for my channel? Well,
to sit on his ass and do nothing?
As I said last year and the year before and the year before that, nothing's really going to change. I'm going to continue making interesting and unique content.
So he says he's done, but he's not done. This is fucking clickbait bullshit.
For you guys to watch, and hopefully it resonates with you and you enjoy it. We've had a pretty good year on the channel this year. There's definitely been some slowdown as far as growth, but it's not something that is, just relevant to just my channel only. In general, the entire retro community or the kind of the space that I cover has seen a decline in numbers.
Yeah, so YouTube's sick of you because you just keep making the same videos time and time again. Just getting some old console and sticking old emulators on it and going, or finding a new emulator and sticking that on it and going, wow, here's an emulator, a new emulator's come out for this old console. Let's put it on and let's play some games we've played 100 times before. And you wonder why YouTube's had enough of you.
I look at what everyone else is doing. Most people's numbers have dropped as well. And
yeah, about fucking time. But there are some proper YouTubers out there who really put forth the effort. Not this video, of course. This video is a piece of cake. But just there are some people who make some amazing videos, and to see those not get the numbers, and your boring shit, same as MJR, just endless boring shit, just get the numbers instead. You're hoarding the algorithm. Whereas let's say there's some amazing videos out there. I saw a guy, wish I could remember the channel name now. I did subscribe to him, but he made it was something like, what would Back to the Future be like if you made it, like modern graphics and CGI in now, almost 40 years on from 1985, and it was brilliant. He remade the scene where you see the DeLorean going forward in time by a minute for the first time, and it's really well done. And it had some hits on it, but didn't have a massive amount of hits. But it really, really needed it. Whereas this turnip head's getting fucking 200,000 hits, doing absolutely fuck all. Can't even be bothered to switch both computers on.
I think that ultimately has to do with a couple of things. One is, it seems like YouTube isn't pushing this stuff as much as they used to.
Yeah, because they've had enough of you.
But I think more importantly, there is a bit of oversaturation when it comes to this type of content.
Yeah, well, on your channel.
And that's not to say that people that are content creators shouldn't make their own content because, they may not get the numbers that they're looking for. But I think, there is a bit of oversaturation, especially when we come towards the end of the year. There's only so many times that you can talk about the Nintendo Switch Pro or next generation Switch.
Well, especially since the thing hasn't come out. But again, there's so many times you can talk about the Amico. Well, still once a week, according to DJC.
Before people just don't care.
Oh, I missed a word, hang on.
The Nintendo Switch Pro or next generation Switch before people just don't care anymore because they've heard this so many times.
Yeah, because you're a lazy fucking bum.
And I definitely acknowledge that. So for me, going into 2023...
I can't be bothered anymore. But still giving my Patreon. Buy my game, buy my Patreon, buy my Blade Runner.
It's going to be more of the same for me, and that is I'm
More of the same old shit.
going to try to look for and talk about interesting and unique topics in video games, whether that is old retro stuff, whether that is modding, whether that's security, mistakes.
So if it's going to be making unique stuff and more interesting stuff, maybe that'll be one video a month then, or every 2 months.
Were made, or whether it's modern day stuff with new games and new hardware. That's not really going to change, but I am very much aware of topics that have been pretty much been dragged out for the last couple of years.
So he's going to do it again.
And I certainly don't want to kind of do that, especially to my audience. But
Why stop now?
2023, I'm really looking forward to kind of just settling back down because.
So TLDR, he's basically realised his views are tanking, his subs are going down, or they're just not increasing at the same rate as they used to, and so he just can't be bothered anymore.
Again, 2022 for me was kind of all over the place. There was a lot going on with me, and I never really felt like I was able to get a sustained amount of videos that were doing well. It was I did a couple of videos, they did well, and then I had to take a break because of the house move stuff. Or there was also a period of time where I had traveled to Australia to visit my parents, and I was gone for about 4 weeks as well. So, there's just been so many kind of gaps with content this year. So next year for me, I am focused on just getting back into the groove, doing a Monday video every single week.
But I thought you were done.
And coming up with interesting and unique topics for you guys to basically consume and enjoy.
I hate people who use the word consume when they mean to watch something. People watch your video, they don't consume it. It's not a fucking Apple.
So the last word, of course, is going to be about you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support on the channel. It's been humbling, it's been overwhelming.
Still continue to give me money.
I'm very privileged to be in this situation, in this position. And I don't forget about those things. I know that people don't have to watch me if they don't want to. They can
I've watched you for a long time.
certainly just switch off and do something else. And the fact that people continue to tune in, week out, is just very, very humbling to me. And I don't take those things for granted. So for you guys, anyone that's ever watched a video, anyone that's ever commented, left a thumbs up, left a thumbs down, interacted with the channel in any capacity, my hat's off to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And moving into 2023, I'm excited. I'm re-energized. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. I've got some really great ideas about videos for next year, and I want to.
You've got better ideas. Why don't you use them in 2022?
Pursue those and see where things go. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful new year. We'll see you in 2023.
God, you sound bored as fuck. That's why he's doing this. He's still going to pretend to be making videos, but he's just bored doing the thing just to get a decreasing amount of revenue coming in. Even though he gets £60,000 a year plus his Patreon, plus whatever he gets from the join. God.
We'll be back. We're taking a little bit of a break, but we'll be back early in the new year.
Yeah, see you in a month's time then.
With some new content. But for now, take it easy, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
What a fucking lazy piece of shit. As I say, some people do some proper real jobs. Yeah, he just sits there moaning because he was struggling to just sit there making games that people didn't really want to play. And he was just bashing out lazy games, so they didn't sell. And now he's just working for one company, making games for them, lazy games. And he may sometimes put out a YouTube video, so he's not really done at all. But he'll just be lazy with his YouTube videos because YouTube are sick of him. And, what a lazy mother. Like I say, some people do proper jobs. Yeah, he just sits there, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm going to make some video games here, going to make some occasionally a YouTube video. But I can't be bothered. So he's done in his heart, but he'll still be pumping out the shit. Anyway, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video. You don't have to like what he says. But please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.